It's a different day, and we're about to start Storm section. So yay, we finished Beast. And as I said, we're gonna be moving on to Storm. But first, I'm gonna do a transfer. I'm gonna put Storm pieces here, and I'm gonna move Gambit into the bag. Now, Storm was... Oh, I have to put Gambit in the bag. Duh. Storm was relatively easy to sort because she's wearing white, and her hair is also white. So the only tricky pieces were the ones that kind of matched Gambit's background, since they both have purplish backgrounds, but that was just me being stupid. They are different colors. Okay, there we go, Gambit's in the bag. And now we can start with Storm section. I don't have a lot of time to talk today, but here's Storm. Let's start, I guess, with the background pieces so we can get those out of the way. Obviously the ones with the thunder are gonna be the easiest. I don't know where to put this so you can see. Technically there, because I don't need to be there. So a little tip, if you're gonna do this puzzle, the way to make the background easier to do is by paying attention to how big the dots are. Depending on which section of the background it is, the dots are different sizes and or different colors. Like, for example, on Wolverine, the bottom is red but the top is completely orange. You just need to pay attention to find the right size circles, but the edge is not hard. I mean, not the edge. The background colors aren't hard. I thought they were gonna be harder than they actually were. Hello, everybody. I am here now to talk to you. So I'll kind of explain this now because I kind of cut out the context. So what happened here is that I tried to talk about Storm's plot in X-Men 97, but I realized I forgot most of the details, so I went and I rewatched all of X-Men 97 in one day so I would be able to talk to you about the plots. Now it's kind of uneven because I didn't talk at all during Storm section, but now I talked too much during Cyclops section. I'm here to talk to you about what I think about Storm's plot in X-Men 97. I keep wanting to say 87, I don't know why. Oh, actually it's probably because of FNAF. So Storm's plot, I'm sure you remember this. So her plot is that they were protecting Magneto during, I think it's like court, but for terrorists. In those people that were outside were some, I don't know, a group that had access to more improved Sentinel technology that was made by the villain. So they were trying to shoot Magneto, but instead, because the X-Men were protecting Magneto, the person shot Storm instead. Now, so she loses her powers, and because it's literally new technology, and it's also really advanced technology because of the villains that made it, they don't know if they can reverse it. Sadly, Storm decides to leave the team, and she misses a whole lot. I guess that could be a criticism, but it's not a negative thing that Storm was. Since Storm was having her own plot, she didn't find out shit until the very end, which is fine. Obviously, I don't mind it, but I do think it's kind of funny because Storm is one of the main people in the X-Men team, face of the group. Obviously the face of the group would probably be Wolverine, but she's kind of in those positions where it's oh, these are the member you're supposed to think of when you think of me. You think oh, it's Wolverine, Storm. So the technology thing is actually really cool because it happens really, really early on the series, but it ties up really nicely with the end of the series. So if you're just watching it for the first time, it all connects to you in your mind as it goes. It's wow, oh, from this moment you can piece together that the villain is actually someone with technology powers. So like continuing, after she loses her powers and she leaves this super sweet letter that it made me want to mention so bad. How lovely the friendship between Storm and Jean is. Like, their sisterhood is so amazing. It made me feel really warm, and I was like, I hope me and my best friend, Spot Poppy, who's been on this channel, have a friendship like this. And it made me so happy, but it also like makes you really sad that she chose to leave. It was better for her mental state. After Storm leaves, she just gets on a random bus, ends up in some kind of desert town, and she runs into Forge, which I think Storm, I don't know if Storm thinks it's a coincidence, but it wasn't a coincidence. Like, I do think Forge probably heard on the news what happened, and like, went to look for Storm because he felt so bad. Storm and Forge go to Forge's house, I think. I really like the horses. That's unrelated, but I love that they did horse riding. And Forge explains that he plans on helping her by like inventing something. His mutant power is that if he can imagine that he can create something, he can actually create it. That's what I understood. And like, they try it, but it fails. And that's like when Storm already had these doubts, but she starts like voicing them out loud, like, maybe it is better if I stay this way with no powers. Maybe I am meant to be like this. It makes you really think like Storm. Imagine being so powerful and you have to hold back. The humans around you are so scared of specifically you because of your powers, even though you're doing such a good job at holding them back. Storm is never like, oh, I've wanted to make it hail right now, so I'm just gonna make it hail right now. She always does it for a reason. It really made me appreciate like her efforts. This is the part that I didn't like very much, was the demon. Not because it's a demon, it's because like I don't consume any other Marvel media, so like the owl just showing up and being like, oh, I'm a demon, made me like remember, like, yes, there's other things in this universe. And the same thing with like, I think I'll talk about it more when we get to Rogue section, with with Captain America showing up. It's like, oh shit, yeah, we're still in the Marvel universe. This isn't just the X-Men universe. It reminded me that I'm not that much of a fan of Marvel things. It is good to introduce those things. Why would you limit yourself to just mutant things? I get why they did it. So this owl shows up and it's like a demon that like, I wouldn't say eats your fears, but it doesn't literally eat them. It like feeds off of your like negative energy, especially your fears. And this is another really cool thing, because in the original series there was a lot about like Storm's fears. Like, for example, when they first go to Genosha, in Genosha they put them in like the tiniest little confinement cells, and Storm was losing her mind in there. So it was kind of cool to see them address her fears in this season, because in the original they never really did it. They just explained why it happened. So it was cool to see her like genuinely try and overcome them. The way I personally saw it is that the effects that the bullet had on Storm were actually lifted by the machine that Forge made. But Storm wasn't able to use her powers again because she still didn't believe in herself, and she still didn't believe that her having her powers was actually a good thing. So it was really, really cool to see her just overcome that. What wasn't so cool was kind of Forge, honestly. I feel bad for him, but also like, geez. Forge was the one that made the technology that ended up taking Storm's powers away, but the way they do it doesn't feel like the situation is balanced, right? He feels so guilty, but he really didn't do enough. But it's like they purposefully made him less guilty in our eyes, so we would feel bad for him. And it also feels like super shit for Storm. Honestly, it was kind of random. It just kind of felt like, oh, we have to reveal it now. And Storm just appears happily and she's like, by the way, why are you helping me? And Forge literally starts like, actually, your situation was all my fault, but also it wasn't my fault because I didn't make the technology. He should have told Storm from the beginning, and like, I get why he didn't, because like Storm probably would have rejected his help. All in all, I do think this plot was actually really great because it was like an excuse for Storm to leave the team for a while so the team can like drown in their own shit and Storm can have her own time to face like her character flaws. So in all, I do think Storm's plot was great, and I do think it's an enjoyable part of the series, and I liked it. Hello everybody, it's the next day and we're here back again to work on Storm's area. But first, freaking heck, tripod broke again. That's the third time during this puzzle. How do you even fix this? Where does this even... Oh, say hello to the dolls. That's not the... Put this away. Jade, don't fall over now, please. Jade, this is not your... Fine, lay down for now. Ugh. Anyways, what I was going to say, first we're gonna fix that because I dropped my phone on the hinge and it flew apart, so let's fix that. You know what, it's not perfectly in, but at least it's not facing the wrong way around now. Okay, back to what we are actually doing right now. A little bit more down, please. It really, because like she leaves the X-Men, like I don't know if she leaves the team, but like at least she leaves the house. Oh, that's upside down. Not only because she's freaking the frick out, but you know, you don't want to be around your favorite people while extremely sad. I don't know if the X-Men are Storm's favorite people. I'm assuming that they are. I'm sorry, you've been watching me flop with this One Piece this whole time. This is unrelated to this, but like, tell me what you as a person, if you're watching this, what do you think of the mohawk? Because I know it's like something Storm actually have. I think it was like, I don't know this for sure. I'm assuming this, that it was something Storm had after the animated show came out, but like, what do you think about it? What? I'm confused now. Is this right? You know what? We'll get back to that later. So, do you prefer mohawk or no mohawk? Because I'm genuinely interested in knowing other people's opinions. Because everyone looks the same. Like, obviously they're still running the same art style. And like, their actual face and like, features haven't changed, you know? Is this right? You know what, we'll put that there for now, we'll come back to it. Oh, I fucked up. Anyways, that's not important. Because everyone looks the same except for Storm, who gets like 2 new looks. Anyways, voiceover planks here to say, I was so full of shit in this moment. In my mind, only Storm had new superhero looks. Like, they all have new casual clothes, they have like new sportsy clothes. But then I was like, no, I was actually right, because Storm is the only one that gets like an update to her normal. But then I remember that Morph literally gave like, it literally gains two new faces. Like, I literally completely forgot about Morph in this moment. How did I forget about Morph completely? And also technically the Goblin Queen, but depending what you think of the clone plot, that either counts as an Eugene look or it doesn't. Anyways, I'm sorry I forgot about Morph. I'm Morph stance. I did something wrong at some point, but we'll figure it out when we get there. We're doing pretty good, but I don't think I have enough pieces to finish, which worries me because we're missing all of this side. Well, it'll look a lot less empty when we actually finish this part. So let's just get to it then. This is the side of her head, question mark? Yeah, this goes like this. And then that connects to this, which connects to this, which connects to this, maybe? No. Yes, I'm so right. I never realized she was wearing lightning earrings until I started doing this puzzle. That's kind of the cool thing about doing this puzzle. It's helping me realize like little character design elements that I hadn't noticed before. Aha! There we go. That looks great. We have Storm's face in! Yay! Now we just need to finish all of these other pieces. I'm gonna play some music. Here's my song recommendation. I do this every year. I don't know if anyone else does this, where I try to catch up with all the K-pop releases I ignored. And I found this song, I think it's 2 months old. It's X by Close Your Eyes. I think this is the group that Majin Shang is in. Or should I just call him Jing Shang? I don't know, I'm just used to calling him Majin Shang. But this song was really good, so I recommend it. Okay, update. I totally sorted some pieces of Rose hair into Storm section, which, oops, I should have noticed that before. But also, I just finished all the pieces I had with Storm, and we're still missing some pretty huge chunks on the sides here. Is it this one? Oh yeah, it's totally this one. Haha! Okay, that's less worrying now. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm looking through my section of blue pieces I didn't know where to put. Okay, definitely sorted some of Storm pieces into Jubilee's section, so that's where I'm checking right now. I think I'm not gonna keep looking for them. I just don't know where they could be, and I'm not worried that they're lost. I have hopes that we're gonna find them. And I think let's move on to Cyclops now. Where is he? The ceremonial opening of the bag. Okay, here he is. But I think some of the edge pieces with Storm might be mixed in with Cyclops bags, maybe? Cyclops was definitely one of the ones I probably did the most shit job sorting. So let's hope this isn't hard. Is it getting dark? The sun has been a hater recently because it's winter. I made a mess, I'm so sorry, it looks so bad. Where's the rest of his face? Finished the top half. I love this area and Cyclops' face. You might have noticed I started putting some pieces in Wolverine's section. Okay, a bit of an update. I think I just did all of the easy pieces that I had, like the belts and bags he has. But now we get to the hard part, the abs. This is gonna be a lot of staring intensely at abs. We are back to my torture. I want to start talking because I had this conversation in my mind. I want people's opinions on it. Would you personally have broken up with Cyclops? Imagine your Jean. If you found out your man had been dating your clone, would you break up with him? I personally think I would break up with him. But like, the thing is, I don't want to say he's innocent, but he's definitely not. What's the opposite of blameless? Like, my mind wants to say blameful, but that is not a word. He's not guilty, really, of anything because nobody knew. Not even the clone knew that it was a clone, you know? Shouldn't necessarily blame him, but that's... like, I feel like I personally wouldn't feel comfortable dating him. I don't like the idea of clones. So personally, if my husband would date my clone, I probably would break up with him. I understand why they didn't break up. I just would. Does this go here? Yay! Oh my gosh, we finally finished all of Storm's section. I can't see what I'm doing. It's so dark. I should have turned on the light. Am I doing a good job? I can't see. It's so dark. I fucked this section up, dang it. By the way, I was gonna mention this before I started. I vacuumed my room before starting this, so please hope that none of the pieces went to hell. Also known as the inside of my vacuum. Okay, there we go. can't really see. I'm gonna go turn on the lights. Okay, there we go. That looks better. Like that. Now you can imagine that his crotch is there. Oh wait, no, it goes over here. Ah, okay, now his crotch is actually there. We finished his... I don't know what to call it. I would say pants. But they're not really complete enough to be called pants. Muscles. Oh shit. Let's talk more about the clone, because I can never just let things about clones go. Well, like, I'm gonna call her Madeline, because it feels kind of disrespectful to keep calling her the clone when she, you know, actually did have a name and stuff. But like, it was handled pretty well, because she like goes, she gets her own identity and like her own job and stuff. I don't know how she got her own job, now that I think about it. When I'm sure if you've watched the show you remember these, they get like an interview with this lady. I think she is on the mutant side, but she's not like 100% supportive, you know? So they're conducting this interview and she brings up that she went into hospital records and stuff, which I wanted to ask if that's normal in interviews. So that was creepy enough in it itself, but she goes and she's like, oh, house parenthood, and like Cyclops literally just lost his son. So he's like, what? Which is also, I'm gonna agree that maybe that wasn't the best response. Like, this lady already looked into you and she knows you had a son, so you think being like, what son? I've never heard of a son. What's a son? Is gonna freaking stop her from asking? Of course not. And the lady's like, but I went into your hospital records and it said that there was Nathan Summers, born to whatever their names are. If you have a clone that's discovered she's not you actually and decides to go and have her own identity, what happens to all the things that happened when she was you, you know? Like, do they have to, like, I don't know, re-register Nathan if he hadn't, you know, been given away, like, to change his parents? And like, even so, how do you do that? How do you be like, oh, never mind, her mother isn't actually Jean, it's this new person called Madeline, who doesn't exist in any records because she's not a real human that's lived a life, she's a clone. If Madeline had decided to go, I don't know, try and live a normal life, because she decided to go into like political mutant stuff, and like, what if she decided she wanted to live a normal human life with her son, in like the case he has to be given away so he wouldn't die? Like, who do you go up to be like, please help me with my clone to get her, I don't know, documents? Like, what would be the proper procedure to help your clone actually become like legally her own person and like legally actually own like all the stuff she should own? How do you figure out which one married Cyclops and if the marriage is valid? Because it's like, what if he actually married the clone? And like, now you have to, I don't know, what do you do? Like, do you have to go up to the government and be like, hey, I married the wrong person? And they're like, oh, just pretend you didn't do that, like, crazy. But obviously, all of those hypotheticals that I just described only get laid to rest because, sadly, Madeline dies. So it's sad, but it also saves probably Jean and Scott from a bunch of legal procedures that don't exist. I'm probably not the first person on the internet to even say any of those things, but I'm just really that confused by clone plots. They're really not my favorite. In this case, I don't think it's a hateable clone plot. Madeline and Jean, they're not like, oh, there can only be one, so we have to go kill each other. Madeline momentarily becomes an evil clone, but it's not her fault, and they're able to accept that. They're like, you were made by this guy, but like that, and you may not be Jean, but that doesn't mean you're a horrible person, and yes, you can go and, I don't know, live your own life, be free. So in that sense, it's really nice. Anyways, why am I talking about Jean when this is supposed to be Cyclops' section? Also, let's talk about Cable. I am someone that, doesn't mind getting spoiled, but I really did in that extreme point of a second that they gave us to find out that Cable is actually Cyclops' and Madeline's clone. I really was gagged. I was like, hold on a second, what? Because Cable was a character already in the other version of the show, and I never in that first show watching any of the episodes with Cable, I never suspected that. There's layers to it, because them having to send Nathan away into the future, so it kind of I don't know, resolves any plot of I don't know, how would Jean, Cyclops, and Madeline have to figure out how to parent one kid when there's two of the same woman, but only one is actually the mother, but the one that's actually the mother isn't the one that ends up, dating the father. So it feels like, oh, there's cool plot, but also it was very conveniently resolved so that we don't have to think about it. And I think that happens a lot in this show. Personally, I'm thinking this. I'm not sure if it's true. I just personally how I saw it. There was a lot of, oh, there's this cool plot going on, but instead of resolving it 100%, there's just going to be another bigger plot and cooler plot, and we're just gonna, I don't know, pretend that the other plot was resolved so we can move on to this nicer, cooler plot that's going to move the I said plot too many times in that sentence, I'm sorry. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so in the same episode where they get interviewed by this journalist lady, and she asks really weird invasive questions, and Scott and Jean fight. I don't remember why. I think they're just really on edge, because at this point Madeline is still alive, so they're still trying to figure out how this dynamic will go. It really is a blog, how do you get to your husband who's already moved 10 steps forward in your guys' relationship, and you're still 10 steps back, and you also have problem with your memory. I wish they let them be angry at each other, more confused for longer, and then they just have to move on, because in that second, right when they're fighting, is when I think Genosha gets hate crime. That's when Gambit dies, and also Magneto, they think he died, but he doesn't actually die, So it's like, oh, they were having this cool moment, and now we just kind of have to move on and forget about it, because Gambit fucking died. And Rogue is having a mental fucking breakdown for the ages. And it's like, well, now we can't go back to that part where they were fighting. Now they just kind of have to make up. But also, in the sense that I say I would have broken up with Scott, I also feel really bad for him, because in that one scenario in X-Men 97, the worst thing he did was love his wife. Like, the whole time he was with Madeline, not even Madeline knew she was a clone, right? And, well, even if she knew, she wouldn't have told him. But, like, it's like, damn, it sucks, because all he truly really did was love his wife and want to have a life with her. I don't know if anyone remembers this, but this was really funny. In the original show, in the second season, in the beginning, Jean and Scott get married. And, like, they go on a honeymoon and stuff, but then they found out that they actually weren't married, because their priest, who they thought was a real priest, that was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do a mutant wedding, why not? Because, like, as we saw with the hospital refusing to do Nathan's birth, doesn't matter if it's the literal birth of a child or a medical emergency, they're gonna deny you. So I'm guessing they were like, oh cool, we find someone that will marry us even though we're freaking mutants. And it wasn't actually a real priest, it was just Morph being controlled by Mr. Sinister, and they were like, oh, we actually aren't married at all. I'm not doing a very good job finding the pieces that I'm missing. And it's kind of the same thing in X-Men 97, like, Scott thought he had a wife, he had a son, a family started, he thought he had an excuse to freaking leave the team and start his own life. But then he was like, no, you don't, actually, you don't have a wife, you don't have a son, you thought, and also now you have to stay because Magneto is here, and you don't trust Magneto, so like, now you have to stay. Okay, I think I'm just gonna give up looking for those pieces for now. I'm kind of tired of looking for them. So I hope you enjoyed part 2. Right now where I'm recording, part 1 has been out for a few days, and I don't think it's doing super well. But I'm still enjoying editing these videos, recording these videos, documenting, like, my first time ever documenting me doing a puzzle on YouTube. And it's a puzzle of something that I am still actually really excited to talk about. So if you do have an opinion about any of the conversation topics I said today, please leave a comment. It would make me really happy. But anyways, this is gonna be it for today. Hopefully I'll see you later doing the other half of the puzzle. But this is it for Golden Planks today. Goodbye! Okay, I know I just finished the video, but I literally looked behind me to see if there were any loose pieces I needed to rescue from the floor, and I literally found one of the pieces I was looking for this whole entire fucking time. It was right behind me the whole time. Okay, goodbye.